All right, baby Max, part one of online survival school. Um, Here's a simple pocket knife. I'm going to show you how to sharpen it. Um, Here's a piece of fine leather, and it has a rough side, and the other side is smooth side. Um, this is something that I would carry in a field with me. One would be this stone, and this is a good whetstone, and I like to use oil on it. Um, One side is a kind of a rough side, and one side is a very, very smooth side. It's really hard to find a stone like this. I've had this stone for probably 20, 30 years, probably about 25 years, a good take. Um, and this is a porcelain rod, and nothing really fancy or anything. But that's what, kind of like knocks that final edge off. All right, so this is a basic pocket knife. It's pretty dull right now, as we can see. When I get done with it, should be able to shave with it. I can feel some spurs on the edge where the blade is going through. Something that it shouldn't have had. All right, so anyway, what we want to do is we want to start with the rough side here on the stone, and we want to put a little oil, not much. And then what I'll do is I'll just rub it around with my finger, get the stone all covered. All right. So there's a gray edge. It's always good to not let anybody else sharpen your knives but yourself, because you're going to do the same thing every time. Each stroke of the blade is going to be consistent, and it's going to be a full stroke. And what I'm kind of doing is I'm feeling the angle that's already set in the edge when I place it on the stone. So when I place it, I'll feel the edge, and then I'll just roll it back nice and easy. And then I'll do the same thing the other way on the other side of the knife. And I'll find the edge, and then I'll just, like I was just slicing, and I'll repeat that until I kind of feel it's all in the feel that I got a nice smooth run across the blade. And my first strokes are more or less kind of heavy. And then as my strokes go on, as I start feeling it getting smoother, I'll go really start light. And I'll just keep on doing it until I feel smoothness. So when I drag it across, it's like I'm not feeling any spurs. And I'll keep that same angle every time. So then I'll take it, clean the blade, and I'll look at it. And I'll feel the edge when I roll across the blade. And I can feel it needs a little more attention in the front because it's not grabbing at my skin. I'm just lightly touching it. And I'll try the other side. And I got a weak spot, it feels like, on the other side of the blade here. So I wasn't getting a good contact. So I'll do a couple short strokes in that area. Now there's a difference. So I'm feeling that same across the whole knife. Okay, so clean that. And then I'm gonna wipe the excess oil off my stone. Okay, and then what well, I had excess on the rag. I'll just wipe it on the other side. I don't really keep this one real oily. Just enough to what I want to do. And then the same thing, I'll pull the blade across. Now that when I'm pulling on this stone, it feels like really smooth, like if I was almost kind of running across glass. And I'll do the same strokes, always nice and full, and I'm feeling the edge. It's all in the feel. So it's not about pressing down hard. It's letting everything work together. So now, check it some more. And I'm feeling for those weak spots. And I'm feeling it in the front of the blade here. So a couple little short strokes there. Oh, that's good. And then go back to the other side. And I'm feeling it right about there in that spot too. So do this side. Probably losing a little contact right in there. There we go. That's a lot better. Okay, so let me do a couple short and easy strokes. Clean it up. And I can feel the edge. Okay, big difference. All right, now clean my blade. Next is the porcelain rod. I see a lot of people, they'll do it this way, and you're moving the blade against you. You know, well, I more or less like to pull the blade away from me. And I'll just use light strokes. And we're just really, whole key is to polish it, the edge. You can see there's a bit of a curve already in the blade here. I've sharpened this a lot. This is pretty much my all-around carry knife. Always keep it in my pocket. It's like one of those don't leave home without. Okay, so that feels really good. Now, you can never really get anything razor sharp without tanning it against some leather. So this is why I like to use this leather pad. And I like to do is just take it and bring it to the edge. And instead of drilling like how I'm using on the stone coming across it, I want to go away from the braid. And this is what's going to do is if you look with a thin uh, magnifying glass, you'll see there's like a real powerful magnifying glass. You'll see there's a little lip and it kind of curves. We want to take that lip off. So what I do is, like how I was doing the same thing against the stone, now I'm doing it this way too. And this is what's really going to make it super sharp. So one of the most important things in survival is being able to sharpen your tools, knowing how. And it's not as hard as what everybody thinks. This life was pretty dull when I started. It was sharper than what most people get. This is like a sharper than an average store-bought knife, or what you're gonna find at a flea market or whatever before. But this is where we're gonna make a difference. This is where we're gonna make it like a razor. And you can shave with this, I guarantee it. All right, so here we go. And as I start doing this more, each stroke is just getting a little lighter and lighter. So it's just basically almost like the weight of the blade. So, wow, I can tell that's sharp. Let's start right there. How's that? I think that passes the test. That's, there you go. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but that's sharp. That's razor. Let's see. So now, clean off my knife real good. I like to oil it. Oil is always good for everything. Not much. It's a nice drop. Get down in all the mechanism. All right. Take off that excess. And then I'll everything a nice clean up. Look at that. Looks super. Brand new. Razor sharp edge. So, and by the way, I use this for so I don't lose my knife. In case I'm out there, it still goes in my pocket. So basically, it'll just go through my belt loop, squeeze it through, and then run the knife through, and then it'll just be like that on one of my belt loops, and this will be in my pocket. So that's why I put that string on there. It's not for putting it around my hand or anything. Well, I could, but it's more or less so I don't lose it. All right, so that's #1 video on Survivor Online School for Baby Max. There it is. Stone, porcelain rod, piece of leather, and oil. See all these fancy things out there for sharpening. This is my choice. And it's also about, not abusing your knife and cutting through things that you're supposed to cut through and not to. And I'll probably, since this is my all-around knife, I'll sharpen this at least once a week. And that'll keep a good edge, you know what I mean, so it doesn't go so far bad. Sometimes even if I don't use it, I'll just check it and maybe just clean it up a little bit with the rod and the leather. That's about it. All right, thank you.